Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters, Hebrew brothers out there in the world. This is Yahweh the Ben Israel. I'm here to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh by saying hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah only. Now, today's topic is going to be talking about global change and climate change and global warming. That's what I want to talk about this morning and discuss the weather, because I had two guys tell me that the white man can make it rain. So now today we're going to find out who makes it rain and who made the rain, and so forth and so on. So now I want to turn to Genesis chapter 2, verse 1 through 6.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day Elohim ended his work which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Elohim created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, in the day that Yahweh Elohim made the earth and the heavens.
Now Yahweh made the earth and the heavens. Read.
And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For Yahweh Elohim had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground.
He said Yahweh caused it not to rain. Now what was man at this time? He said he caused it not to rain. Read.
But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground.
Okay, now let's go to Genesis 6 and 17. Let's see. It's Genesis 6, verse 17.
Genesis chapter 6, verse 17. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh.
The Almighty said, I bring floods upon the earth. So man ain't doing nothing. The Almighty doing himself. Read.
Wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die.
Okay, I'm just proving the point about the Almighty run the weather. He controls the weather. Okay, go to Genesis 7 and 1 through 10. Yeah.
Genesis chapter 7, verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take of thee by sevens, the male and his female, and a beast that are not clean by two, the male and his female.
Okay, on that ark that Noah made, it was 7 clean animals, and there was 2 other unclean animals on that ark. Read.
Of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and his female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights.
I asked Yahweh. He said, for a year and 7 days, I will cause it to rain upon her. That means that's one person. That's talking about Yah. Not no man and no woman made no rain. No such thing. If somebody talk like that, they talk like a fool. Some man can make it rain. They a lie. Read.
And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according unto all that Yahweh commanded him.
Yahweh talking to Noah. He don't talk in the New Testament. Every time you look around, the Almighty talking to somebody in the Old Testament. He never talked to nobody in the New Testament. Paul, Peter, Luke, John, or J.C. Read.
And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him into the ark, because of the waters of the flood. Of clean beasts, and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went in two unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as Elohim had commanded Noah.
That's when you see elephants and ants and everything running around here today because of this here. All of them got on that ark to be fruitful and multiply. Read.
And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. And the 600
No,
year
no, that's all I want. Just 10. Okay, yeah. 1 through 10. Okay, let's go to 8. Chapter 8, verse 20 through 22.
in Genesis chapter 8, verse 20, and Noah built an altar unto Yahweh, and took of every clean beast and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And Yahweh smelled a sweet Savior, and Yahweh said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more everything living, as I have done, while the earth remaineth seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease.
So the Almighty created summer, heat, winter, but this Gentile created fall and spring. It's not no fall and spring right here. That's something that you got from the Gentile. Oh, it's fall outside. Oh, it's spring outside. No, it's summer or it's winter. That's it, and that's all. Okay, let's go to Exodus chapter 9, verse 18. Exodus 9 and 18. Yeah. Okay.
Exodus chapter 9, verse 18. Behold, tomorrow about this time I will cause it to rain a very grievous hail, such as have not been in Egypt since the foundation thereof.
Now, no, well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, now Yahweh telling Moses that what he gonna do to Pharaoh. He said, I will make it rain. That's corn right there. Read that one more time.
Behold, tomorrow about this time I will cause it to rain a very grievous hail, such as have not been in Egypt since the foundation thereof, even until now.
Okay, now let's go to Leviticus 26. Still talking about this weather, and they talking about climate change and global warming and all this old mess. Almighty the one do it all. 26, 1 through 4.
Leviticus chapter 26, verse 1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it, for I am Yahweh your Elohim.
Alright, so that kills all the Christians and the Catholics, because that's what they got, wearing crosses and statues and all this old mess in these cathedrals and churches and whatever else, all these old buildings. Every time you walk in there, all you see is a bunch of everything that the book say don't do, that Yah say don't do. Read.
Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary.
That's what you're supposed to do, be keeping this Sabbath the same way, but they don't want to hear that. They don't want to keep no laws. Read.
I am Yahweh. If you walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them.
Say if you do it, but they ain't going to do it. Say if, but they ain't going to do it. Read.
Then I will give you rain in due season.
Then he won't have no droughts up on you. He going to treat you right when you keep his laws. Read.
And the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit.
Now, I'm just proving the point, letting you know y'all do it all. Okay, go to 1 Samuel chapter 12. 1 Samuel chapter 12, verse 14 through 19. Okay.
1 Samuel chapter 12, verse 14. If you will fear Yahweh and serve him and obey his voice and not rebel against the commandment of Yahweh, then shall both ye and also the king that reigneth over you continue following Yahweh your Elohim. But if ye will not obey the voice of Yahweh, but rebel against the commandment of Yahweh, then shall the hand of Yahweh be against you, as it was against your fathers. Now therefore stand and see this great thing, which Yahweh will do before your eyes. Is it not wheat harvest today? I will call unto Yahweh, and he shall send thunder and rain.
What? They gonna call on Yah. He gonna do it. He ain't say call on no man, no woman, or nobody else. Fool. Read that again.
Is it not wheat harvest today? I will call unto Yahweh, and he shall send thunder and rain, that ye may perceive and see that your wickedness is great, which ye have done in the sight of Yahweh, and asking you a king. So Samuel called unto Yahweh, and Yahweh sent thunder and rain that day, and all the people greatly feared Yahweh and Samuel. And all the people said unto Samuel, Pray for thy servants unto Yahweh thy Elohim, that we die not. For we have added unto all our sins this evil, to ask us a king.
Now, the people back in the day, I'm just proving the point about the weather. Back in the day, they wanted to be like monkey see, monkey do. They wanted to be like the Joneses over there. So the Joneses got a king, they want a king. So they wanted the king, and Almighty gave them a king. But that's another topic and another subject. But today is talking about climate change and global warming, dealing with the weather. Okay, let's go to let's go to Psalms. Yeah, let me go to Psalms. Psalms 29 and 10. Still talking about Yah can do. That's what Yah do. It controls the weather. Okay, Psalms 29 and 10. Yeah.
Psalms chapter 29, verse 10. Yahweh sitteth upon the flood. Yea, Yahweh sitteth king forever.
That's right. He set up on the floods. And he set it up king forever. He the one set up a king. He the one set up Donald Trump and all the rest of these kings around the world. Saddam Hussein and all the Almighty did all that. Your voting ain't did nothing. Brainwash when you vote. Okay. Psalms 24, 1 through 1 and 2. 24. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, 24, 1 and 2.
Psalms chapter 24, verse 1. The earth is Yahweh's, and the fullness thereof.
The book popping it. He said everything belong to Yah. Now what are they talking about? This man made it rain it. They lying. Read.
The world and they that dwell therein.
Everything in this world is Yah's. Everything. Book popping it. Read.
For he hath founded it upon the seas.
He found up on the seas.
And established it upon the floods.
And established it upon the flood. Right? Yah only one can do this. Okay, Psalms 83. I'm getting it to you in the raw. Getting the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Shit. I'm letting the book do the talking. And this ain't my words. I didn't write none of this. Almighty raised me up to do this. I was put on earth to pop this corn and do this. That mean they mad at me. Okay, Psalms 83 and 15 through 18.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 15. So persecute them with thy tempest.
Hold it. I know y'all don't know what tempest is, but we're going to look it up. Find out what tempest is. Hold on, give me a minute. Let's see what tempest is. Okay. Read that tempest. Read it out loud. Whole thing.
Tempest, a violent windstorm.
Violent windstorm.
Often with rain.
Often with rain.
Snow.
Snow.
Hail.
Hail.
Any violent commotion or tumult. Uproar.
Okay, boom. Now that's what tempest is. Let me read out this book here. I think it's read right there.
Tempest, a wild storm with high winds.
A wild storm, hurricane, mudslide, earthquake. Read.
And often rain.
And often rain.
A wild outburst of feeling, action, etc.
Okay. Now, that's what tempest means. Okay, so go back and start all over.
Verse 15. So persecute them with thy tempest.
Persecute these people with the tempest, the flood, windstorm, hurricane. That's what the Almighty plague you. Read.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Because everybody in the world afraid of a storm. You talk your ass off, you say you ain't afraid. Oh, you afraid. When your top come off your house, oh, you start trembling. Then you run down in the basement, get off in the tub, you running. Because y'all breaking it off in you. Call on JC then. When all this going down, let me hear you call on JC, see can he help you. When the Almighty breaking it off in you. Read.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame, because they calling on that monkey in the New Testament.
That they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
Talk about Yah. Leave all this other mess alone. Buddha, Allah, Haile Selassie, JC, all them old clowns. Leave that alone. Read.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be destroyed, because confounded means destroyed forever. Read.
Yea, let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish. That's when the Almighty tear the United States up. And boy, every time you cut on CNN in the news, hurricane did this, mudslide did that, flood did this, did that. The Almighty doing it. Call up on JC. He can't save you. He can't help you. He couldn't even help himself. So why you gonna? That's when this world is in turmoil like this. First of all, you ain't keeping none of his laws, his statutes, and you're calling on that idol that's in the New Testament, the hippie on the stick. JC, read.
That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
Over all the earth. Book popping it. Okay. Well, that's Psalms 83. Let's go to Psalms 107. I ain't telling it to you. I'm showing it to you. Book doing all the talking. Psalm 107, verse 28 and 29.
Psalms 107, verse 28. Then they cry unto Yahweh in their trouble, and he bringeth them out of their distresses.
Only y'all can do that. He can bring you out of the distresses. Read.
He maketh the storm a calm, so that the waves thereof are still.
The Almighty, he the one stop it. Make it calm, slow down, be peace after the storm. Okay. Skip on down to 33.
Verse 33, he turneth rivers into a wilderness, and the water springs into dry ground.
The Almighty do it all. I'm still letting the book do the talking. Okay, let's go to Psalm 147. Psalm 147, 16 to 18. Yeah.
Psalms chapter 147, verse 16. He giveth snow like wool.
Almighty giveth snow like wood.
He scattereth the hoarfrost like ashes.
The hoarfrost like ashes.
He casteth forth his ice like morsels.
His ice. Almighty's ice. When you see that ice out there, that's the Almighty doing it. Read.
Who can stand before his cold?
Nobody. Nobody can stand before his cold. Boy, it gets so cold you can't stand it. Read.
He sendeth out his word and melted them.
He sent out his word to melt it. Did you know that? When there's ice and snow out there, he sent his word out there to melt it. I know you didn't know it. Read.
He causeth his wind to blow and the waters flow.
The Almighty called the wind to blow and the water to flow. So when they talk about a man can make it do this and do that with the weather, they lie. Tell them to read this what I'm giving you. Read all these scriptures. When you tell them you're a bald-faced lie. Ain't no man do nothing but die. That's all a man can do is die. He can't do nothing. Shit, read.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word to Jacob.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
His judgments and his statutes to Israel, which is us.
He have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
The Chinese don't know them. The Gentiles don't know them. The Puerto Ricans don't know them. The Mexicans don't know them. The Iranians don't know them. Only Israel know them. It's corn right there. Okay. Go to Psalm 135 and 7. 135 and 7. Yes.
Psalm chapter 135, verse 7. He causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings for the rain. He bringeth the wind out of his treasuries.
That's right. I'm just proving that the Almighty run the weather. He controls the weather. Okay, go to Job. Go to the book of Job. Yeah, Job 37. Job 37, 1 through 22. Yeah, let me see.
Job chapter 37, verse 1. At this also my heart trembleth, and is moved out of his place. Hear attentively the noise of his voice, and the sound that goeth out of his mouth. He directed it under the whole heaven, and his lightning unto the ends of the earth.
The almighty lightning to the earth. Read.
After it a voice roareth. He thundereth with the voice of his excellency, and he will not stay them when his voice is heard. Elohim thundered marvelously with his voice.
That's his voice. When you thunder, when you hear that thunder, that's the almighty voice. Popping it. Read.
Great things doeth he, which we cannot comprehend.
You can't understand the Most High, the stuff that he do and why do he do it. You can't figure him out. He everlasting and everlasting, boy, you ain't gonna be able to understand it. Book popping it. Read.
For he said to the snow, Be thou on the earth.
All he gotta do is tell the snow, go to the earth.
Likewise to the small rain.
Do the same thing with the rain. Go to the earth.
And to the great rain of his strength.
Great rain of his strength. Read.
He sealeth up the hand of every man.
He sealed up the hand of every man.
That all men may know his work.
All men may know his work. Because the most I be doing this, man can't do nothing. When he tell you a man can make it rain, he tell a lie. The Almighty said the man gonna know that I do it. Read.
Then the beasts go into dens and remain in their places.
The beast on earth gets scared and run in a hole and run in a mountain or wherever. They're getting away from the destruction from Yah. Read.
Out of the south cometh the whirlwind.
Whirlwind.
And cold out of the north.
And cold coming from the north. Coming from Russia. North, that's far north you can go is Russia. Ain't nothing on the other side of Russia. That's the coldest you can get. Read.
By the breath of Elohim frost is given.
By the breath of Elohim is given.
And the breath of the waters is straightened. Also by watering he wearieth the thick cloud. He scattereth his bright cloud.
Them is clouds. He own everything. Them is clouds too. Read.
And it is turned round about by his counsels, that they may do whatsoever he commanded them upon the face of the world in the earth.
That's right. The weather is controlled by Yah. Whatever he say, that's what it's going to be, and that's what it's going to do. But Job popping it. Read.
He caused it to come, whether for correction,
whether for correction,
or for his land, or for mercy.
That's what it do. For the correction, for the land, and for his mercy. That's what that weather do it for. Read.
Hearken unto this, O Job. Stand still, and consider the wondrous works of Elohim. Doest thou know when Elohim disposed them, and caused the light of his cloud to shine?
He the one called the light of the cloud to shine. Read.
Doest thou know the balancing of the clouds, the wondrous works of him which is perfect in knowledge? How thy garments are warm, when he quieted the earth by the south wind? Hast thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong, and as a molten looking glass? Teach us what we shall say unto him, for we cannot order our speech by reason of darkness. Shall it be told him that I speak? If a man speak, surely he shall be swallowed up. And now men see not the bright light which is in the clouds, but the wind passeth and cleanseth them. Fair weather coming out of the north, with Elohim is terrible majesty.
Terrible majesty. Okay, that's about it on that. Okay, let's go to Job 27. 27 and 19. Job 27 and 19. See, I think Job 27, 19 through 22. Yeah.
Job chapter 27, verse 19. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold on him as waters, a tempest stealing him away in the night.
Yeah, that tempest go. He's stealing the rich man in the night because most of all they getting the rich folks. Most of the majority of them storms is getting them rich people that's got plenty of money and ain't doing nothing for the children of Israel. You're selfish and you're stingy and don't want to give us a dime. You owe us reparation, but you ain't gonna give it to us. But you know that's when this wind and storm is happening to you because you reject the most high words and you reject his people. So I don't feel sorry for you for when they come through and tear you up, because you ought to be right to the righteous people. Get a poor people something. Do something for the people. Instead of wanting all the money, greedy, selfish, and stingy. Don't want to share your wealth. Okay, don't share it. Here come a hurricane, an earthquake, and a mudslide, and a storm, and a flood for you. How about that? Take that with you and put it in your pipe and smoke it, since you won't give Israel no money and no nothing else. Read.
The east wind carried him away.
Carry it away. Take your whole house and set it on the other side of town.
And he departed, and as a storm hurled him out of his place.
A storm gonna run you up out of there. Either run you up out of there or carry him with you. Storm.
For Elohim shall cast upon him and not spare.
Almighty gonna break it off of you and he ain't gonna spare.
He would fain flee out of his hand. Men shall clap their hands at him and shall hiss him out of his place.
Hiss him out of his place. Okay, now let's go to let's see, Isaiah 28:2, I think. You got to be fair now. You know, when y'all got all this everything and don't want to share the wealth. Y'all want us in the projects and in the ghetto and in the slums and laughing at us. Okay, keep on having that attitude. Almighty gonna do something to you, because he loved the children of Israel, which is us. He loves us, but he don't like our ways. He loves us, but he don't like our ways because we don't want to do right. We want to keep his laws and statutes and judgment precept. Okay, I say Isaiah 28. Okay. All he wants you to do is obey and do the right thing. That's all y'all want you to do. And it ain't hard to do. Don't want to do. Okay, Isaiah 28:2.
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 2. Behold, Yahweh hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand.
Okay, Isaiah 29:6. 29:6.
Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake.
That's how he gonna visit you, with thunder and earthquake, book popping it.
And great noise, with storm and tempest.
With storm and tempest.
And the flame of devouring fire.
And he put the fire on you too. He said he blew all that. Okay, let's go to Nahum. The book of Nahum, chapter 1. Okay. Yeah, the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 2 and 3.
Nahum chapter 1, verse 2. Elohim is jealous.
Almighty jealous.
And Yahweh revengeth.
He gonna get you.
Yahweh revengeth and is furious.
Furious.
Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries.
You know who his adversaries is? Your adversaries is the enemy. Adversaries is people that don't honor Yah. They don't keep his laws, his statutes, and the commandments of them. His adversary. You can talk all you want to talk, but if you ain't doing what Yah say do, you hate him. You his adversary. Read.
And he reserved wrath for his enemies.
He's gonna reserve it for his enemy. That's mean hurricane, mudslides, and earthquakes, and tornadoes, and thunderstorm. That's right. Break it off in him.
Yahweh is slow to anger.
He's slow to anger.
And great in power.
Great in power.
and will not at all acquit the wicked.
He ain't going to acquit the wicked. He's going to break it off in the wicked.
Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind.
He the one have his way in the hurricane, earthquakes, and mudslides. Read.
And in the storm.
And in the storm, when it come blow a tree on your house. Almighty blow the tree on your house. Run you up out of it. Read.
And the clouds are the dust of his feet.
Did you know that? The clouds is the dust of his feet. So when you look up there at the cloud, that's just the dust of his feet. That's corn right there. Okay. Let's go to 1 Kings. 1 Kings 19. Okay. 1 Kings 19. First Kings 19. Let's see. Here, 1 Kings 19, 11. 11. Let's see. 11 and 12, yeah.
1 Kings chapter 19, verse 11. And he said, Go forth and stand upon the mount before Yahweh. And behold, Yahweh passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains, and brake in pieces the rocks before Yahweh. But Yahweh was not in the wind.
He was not in the wind.
And after the wind, an earthquake. But Yahweh was not in the earthquake.
He wasn't in the earthquake.
And after the earthquake, a fire. But Yahweh was not in the fire.
He created everything. He ain't got to be in it. He could one that started. He invented it. Read.
And after the fire, a still small voice.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, I'm going to get off the weather. I done proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that the Most High run the weather and controls the weather. Now, the Christians tell you can't nobody judge them but Yah. Now that's a lie. Let me let the book do the talking today and prove that man can judge you only according to the righteousness law. So when somebody tell you only God can judge me, man can't judge me, well, Tupac was wrong about one thing, and that's my man. Now I ain't hating on Pac because that was my guy when he said only God can judge him. But I'm gonna prove that he only lied. That's the only song that he told a lie on. But all the rest of his song was 1,000. Now let's go read. Let's go to Exodus 18. Let's see can a man judge. Exodus 18. Exodus 18 to 21 through 26. 18, 20. Okay.
Exodus chapter 18, verse 21. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men.
Able men. Look for able men. You got to have a certain kind of man. Now, just can't know anybody judge you, right? You got to be an able-bodied man. Read.
Such as fear Elohim.
They got to fear Yah, fear the Most High, fear Elohim.
Men of truth.
They got to be the truth. Man got to be a certain kind of man. Got to be the man of the truth. Read.
Hating covetousness.
Hating covenants. Covenant mean want some of somebody else. Want the man wife. Want his tennis shoe. Want his TV. Want his VCR. Want a watch off his wrist. Want anything of somebody. You can't be that kind of man. Read.
And place such over them to be rulers of thousands.
Place these certain men over rulers of thousands.
And rulers of hundreds.
And rulers of hundreds.
Rulers of 50s.
And rulers of 50s.
And rulers of 10s.
And rulers of 10. Read.
And let them judge the people.
What? What? Popping it. Say it again, man.
And let them judge the people.
Let them judge the people.
At all seasons.
At all seasons, all time. So when they tell you only God can judge me, they told a lie. The book said a man can judge, but he got to be a certain kind of man. He can't be any kind of man. He got to be a righteous man. Read.
And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee.
Every great matter, Moses, they're going to bring into you. Talking to Moses. Read.
But every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee.
Bear the burden with thee. Read.
If thou shalt do this thing, and Elohim command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all his people shall also go to their place in peace. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law.
Jethro was Moses' father-in-law, because at this time was millions of people all over the world, and they were, millions of the Hebrews was right there, and they was about to run Moses crazy. So his father-in-law gave him an eighth for it. Eighth mean he told him, look, set him down, told him, look, get you some righteous, God-fearing men, and put them over these people, and then you just judge the hard matters, and that's what he did. So, but I go read.
And did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel, and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens. And they judged the people at all seasons.
What? These righteous men judge the people at all seasons. So when they tell you can't no man judge, that's a lie. That's a lie. But as long as you righteous, you can judge them. You ain't got no business stealing. You ain't got no business bearing false witness. You ain't got no business put nobody before Yah. Oh yeah, I can judge you, because I'm gonna judge you according to the law, to the book, not what I say, what the book say. So I can judge you, and whoever righteous can judge you out there too. So don't let them tell you, no, you can't judge me. Only God can judge you. A lie. Book talking. Read.
The hard causes they brought unto Moses.
The hard causes brought to Moses, because he was a high priest.
But every small matter they judged themselves.
They judged themselves. That's right. They judged themselves. The Almighty allowed this. He allowed righteous man to judge you. Shit, read.
And Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way.
And he listened to his father-in-law, which was Jethro. His father-in-law name was Jethro. He was a Midianite. Yeah. But that's another topic too. Anything you want to talk about, I can pop it. I can do it. Okay, let's go Numbers 25. Still talking about a man can judge you. Can't nobody judge me but God. The book just said if you're a righteous man, he can judge you. Keeping all the laws of statute and precept and judgment commandment, he's a worthy man. Numbers 25, 1 through 5.
Numbers chapter 25, verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim.
No. I said Numbers 25. Oh, my fault. I got the wrong book. My fault. I was in Leviticus. Okay. I didn't get too hyped. Okay. Numbers 25, 1 through 5. Yeah.
Numbers 25, verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab, and they called the people unto the sacrifices of their deities, and the people did eat and bowed down to their deities.
See, the same thing they did, we doing today. We bowing down to Christianity, we bowing down to JC, we bowing down to the churches. We did the same mess that they did back in them days. Read.
And Israel joined himself unto false deity, and the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Israel.
The false deity of the day is JC, that New Testament. Same thing. We always monkey see, monkey do. We see him put a tree up in the house, we go get a tree. Read.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people.
Hold it right there. You'll never see this in the New Testament. The Almighty's talking to Moses, popping it. Now read that again, because I love when he talk in the Old Testament. He hate the New Testament because he don't talk in that. Read.
And Yahweh said unto Moses,
he said unto Moses,
take all the heads of the people.
Take all the heads of the people.
And hang them up before Yahweh against the sun.
And hang them up against the sun. Read. That
the fierce anger of Yahweh may be turned away from Israel.
And you know why he doing this? Because they transgressed the law. They monkey see, monkey do. They looking at the Moabites and the Canaanites and the Hivites and the Jebusites and the Christians and everybody else doing what they do. Instead of doing what Yah say do, they doing what everybody on earth say do. Let's read. He gonna break it off in them. Read.
And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto false deity.
Slay all these Christians and that believe in that New Testament in this day and time, in 2019, in this day and time. Back then, that would have happened. Read.
And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman.
Okay, no, that's talking about, okay. But I just wanted, what it say? Moses to the judges of Israel. Yeah, he said to the judges. Then read that 5th verse again.
And Moses said unto the judges of Israel.
The judges of Israel, I thought you couldn't judge nobody. We had judges back in them days. Read.
Slay ye every one his men that were joined unto false deity.
That's right. Slay, kill everybody that was going to church and hollering on Allah, Buddha, JC, Haile Selassie, and all these other deities back then. That's right. Okay, go to Deuteronomy 19. Deuteronomy 19 and 18. 18 and 19. Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 19, verse 18. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition. And behold, if the witness be a false witness, and have testified falsely against his brother.
That's right. You ain't supposed to allow falsely somebody bribe you and give you some money and then you sell out. No, you can't be that kind of judge. You got to be 100.
Then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother.
That's right. Same thing you lied on that brother about that's supposed to happen to you. You had him killed, you supposed to get killed for lying, a false witness. Almighty don't like no false balance or no false witness. Read.
So shalt thou put the evil away from among you.
That's right. Put the evil away. That's right, because the Almighty is with righteousness only. An evil person that love money or love covenants and love anything versus the law. They can buy them out. You will sell your brother out for a bag of chips or a pint of wine or a rock or an 8-ball or anything, sell him out for whatever. You don't do that. The Almighty, you're an ungodly person. You unrighteous. Supposed to keep it 100. You ain't for sale. When you work for YAH, can't nobody buy you. Ain't no price on you when you work for YAH. Oh, everybody got a price. You a lie. Everybody ain't got no price. Some people love YAH more than they love money. More than they love their family. Love their friends or whatever. YAH first. Okay, let's go to Judges 3. Judges chapter 3 and 8 and 10. Okay.
Judges chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore the anger of Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hand of Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia, and the children of Israel served Cushan-Rishathaim 8 years.
Hold it right there. He sold us to the United States. Same thing. We made us mad over in Israel, and he sold us to the Gentiles over here for 400 years. He sold us over here. And why? Because we transgressed the law and wanted to be like other people. Read.
And when the children of Israel cried unto Yahweh, Yahweh raised up a deliverer to the children of Israel, who delivered them, even Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother.
Same thing he did for them, he gonna do it for us if they're doing it during that time. He gonna raise up a deliverer, and we're gonna get out of the United States. We're gonna leave here one day.
And the Spirit of Yahweh came upon him, and he judged Israel, and went out to war. And Yahweh delivered Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia, into his hand, and his hand prevailed against Cushan-Rishathaim.
Okay, Judges 4 and 4. 4 and 4.
Judges chapter 4, verse 4. And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Laadath, she judged Israel at that time.
Okay, we even had women prophetess that were judges at this time. So when they tell you can't no man or woman judge, they're a lie. We had men judges and women prophetess. And that's right, women judges, which was Deborah. She was a prophet. She was a prophetess, but she was a judge too. Okay, then let's go to Judges 10, 1 through 3. I ain't gonna never sit up here and tell the people nothing that I can't prove or make up a story or nothing like. I'm gonna go right to the book and let the book do the talking. I don't use my words. My words ain't a fart in the windstorm. My words ain't nothing. When I tell you something that ain't coming out this book, then it ain't about nothing. Cause it's all about Yah. Okay, Judges 10, 1 through 3. Yeah.
Judges chapter 10, verse 1. And after Abimelech there arose to defend Israel Tola, the son of Puah, the son of Judu, a man of Issachar, and he dwelt in Shamir and Mount Ephraim, and he judged Israel 23 years.
He judged them. A man judged them now. Read.
And died, and was buried in Shamir. And after him arose Jair, a Gileadite, and judged Israel 22 years.
All right, I'm just proving the point that a man can judge. I can go all day long. Let's go to Judges 12 and 7. I'm letting the book do the talking. A man can judge it, but he got to be a certain kind of man. He just can't be no any kind of man to judge it. 12 and 7.
Judges chapter 12, verse 7. And Jethath judged Israel 6 years. Then died Jethath the Gileadite, and was buried in one of the cities of Gilead.
That's 7. I'm proving that that a man can judge it. 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel 4. Let's see, chapter 4. Okay. 1 through 8. Let's see, 4. Yeah.
1 Samuel chapter 4, verse 1. And the word of Samuel came to all Israel. Now Israel went out against the Philistines to battle, and pitched beside Eb and Ezer, and the Philistines pitched in Apec. And the Philistines put themselves in array against Israel, and when they joined battle, Israel was smitten before the Philistines. And they slew of the army in the field about...
No, my fault. I wanted 4 and 18. Yeah, this 18. 4 and 18. Yeah, this 18. Yeah, I made a mistake.
1 Samuel chapter 4, verse 18.
Right, that's what I want.
And it came to pass, when he made mention of the ark of Elohim, that he fell from off the seat backward by the side of the gate, and his neck brake, and he died, for he was an old man and heavy, and he had judged Israel 40 years.
Okay, this man judged Israel 40 years. Okay, let's go to 1 Samuel 7. Okay, 3 through 6. Okay. 7, 3 through 6, yeah.
1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 3. And Samuel spake unto all the house of Israel, saying, If ye do return unto Yahweh with all your hearts, then put away the strange deities.
But in this day and time, a strange deity be JC.
And false deity from among you, and prepare your hearts unto Yahweh, and serve him only.
Only. Nobody else. You don't need no Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. You got to go through His Son to get through the Father. All that's some clown stuff. Read.
And he will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines.
And if you do this, He'll deliver you out of the hand of the Gentiles.
Then the children of Israel did put away false deity, and serve Yahweh only. And Samuel said, Gather all Israel to Mizpah, and I will pray for you unto Yahweh. And they gathered together to Mizpah, and drew nigh, and poured it out before Yahweh, and fasted on that day, and said there, We have sinned against Yahweh. And Samuel judged the children of Israel in Mizpah.
Samuel judged the children of what?
Israel and Mizpah.
That's right. He judged them. My point is getting it across. They judged them. Read that verse again. The whole thing. It start all over.
And they gathered together to Mizpeh and drew water and poured it out before Yahweh and fasted on that day and said there, we have sinned against Yahweh. And Samuel judged the children of Israel in Mizpeh.
Okay, judge the people in Mizpeh. Okay, now that's enough for that. I believe, yeah. So I done proved. Now I want to talk about another subject. The Christians believe that a man can only have one wife, which is a lie. All through this book, we have multiple wives and several wives. Now it's up to it's your own prerogative if you want to just have one wife, but that's not mandatory for you just to have one wife. Now I'm gonna prove beyond a shadow of doubt that Yah allowed a man to have more than one wife. Now let's start off in Genesis. Way back in Genesis, they had more than one wife. I know you ain't never heard that before, but I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna show it to you right now. Genesis 4:19. Yeah.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 19. And Lamech took unto him two wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zillah.
Hold on. I ain't get the meat. Now we're gonna read that one more time because I know they ain't never heard this before. Okay, Genesis 4:19. I got it.
And Lamech took unto him two wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zillah.
I thought you ain't supposed to have but one. Way back in Genesis, they had two. This man had two wives. Okay, let's go to Genesis 30 and 26. I ain't gonna do no popcorn all day for y'all. See, I ain't gonna tell it to you. I'm gonna show it to you. How about that? 30 and 26.
Genesis chapter 30, verse 26. Give me my wives and my children, for whom I have served thee, and let me go.
Okay, so give me my wife. This is Jacob. How about he won his wives? He had four. He had four wives: Rebecca, Leah, Rachel, and what was the other one?
Leah.
Yeah, Leah, Rebecca,
Bilhah, Zilpah.
Bilhah, Zilpah. Yeah, right. He had four. Yeah. I don't forgot their name, but make a long story short, a man can have more than one wife. Okay, Genesis 31 to 17. 31 to 17.
Genesis chapter 31, verse 17. Then Jacob rose up and set his sons and his wives upon camels.
His wives, with the S on the end, wives, had more than one. Okay, Genesis 32. 32 and 22. Way back in Genesis, they had more than one wife.
Genesis chapter 32, verse 22. And he rose up that night and took his two wives.
His two wives.
And his two women servants.
And his two women servants.
And his 11 sons. And passed over the ford Jabbok.
That was it. Yeah, but see, that was called concubines. The one word, let's see, let's go back to it. Let's see, with two wives in the women's service. Yeah, the women's service was called concubines. Okay, let's go to 36 and 2. Genesis 36 and 2. And see, the women will get mad at this subject here because the Almighty allowed a man to have more than one wife. But when you get humble and you get on Yah's team and get change over, you won't be jealous of this other woman. Yeah. Read Genesis 36 and 2.
Genesis chapter 36, verse 2. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Adah, the daughter of Elam the Hittite, and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zabalion the Hivite.
Okay, his two wives. Even Esau, the Edomite, had two wives in Genesis. Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy. All through this book. And I don't mean no disrespect to the women or nobody. If they choose to have one wife, that's cool. But the Almighty say you can have more than that. This his book. This what he said. This ain't me talking. You know, I don't want no pat on the back. Oh, I can have more than one wife, so I'm gonna go out here and have sex with 1,000. No, hell no. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about righteousness. I ain't talking about no just to have no sex with 2 or 3, 4, 5 different women. No, I'm talking. Don't get it twisted. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't get it twisted. A wife. Okay, Deuteronomy, what's that? 21. Okay, Deuteronomy 21 and 15, I believe. Let me see. Let's see if that's it. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Deuteronomy 21 and 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 15. If a man have 2 wives.
It say, if a man have 2 wives. If. Read.
One beloved.
One he beloved.
And another hated.
He liked the other one better than one. He loved one and hate the other one. I mean, he got more love for the first one than the second one. Read.
And they have borne him children.
And they both got children by him. Read.
Both the beloved and the hated.
And the one he loved and the one he hated. Read.
And if the firstborn son be hers that was hated.
If the first son, but the first one be hated.
Then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath.
And when it's time for them to inherit, because he's about to die, somebody finna pass it on.
That he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn.
That's right, which indeed the title to the firstborn. Read.
But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn.
He got to acknowledge that son. Even though he hate the mama, but he got to acknowledge that son. Read.
By giving him a double portion of all that he hath.
He got to give him 2 houses, 2 Cadillacs, or 2 diamond rings, or whatever. Read.
For he is the beginning of his strength.
Your first son is the beginning of your strength. Your first seed, I don't care who is by, a prostitute or a Jezebel or righteous, whatever kind of woman she was. That was the beginning of your strength. The Almighty looking at, that's your first son. Your first one is over all of them. Whoever your first, whether it's by a whore, a Jezebel, a righteous woman, or any kind of woman. Your first seed, or a white woman. Still, you know, because you are what your daddy are. If your daddy a Chinese and your mama black, you a Chinese. If your mama white and your daddy black, you a black man. You get your genealogy from the father, not the mother, the man. We carry the seed. Okay, now finish. Read.
The right of the firstborn is his.
The right of first. That's right. Okay, that's all the 17.
Yeah.
Okay then. I could read. No, I ain't gonna even get off of this, boy. There's so much to talk about, but no, I ain't gonna get off of it. Okay, let's get let's see, Judges 8 and 30. Judges 8 and 30. Okay, Judges 8 and 30.
Judges chapter 8 verse 30. And Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives.
60. He had 73 score is 60. 24 is 60. Plus he had 70 wives. That's what Gideon had. Now read that again. 70. Read.
And Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives.
Oh, he had many wives. He had 70 kids. My fault. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. He had 70 kids, but he had multiple wives. Because you ain't going to get no 70 kids by no 1 or 2 women. No, sir. You had to have more than, I don't know how many he had. I ain't going to start lying on the book. But he had more than 1 wife at the end of the day. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Okay, go to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel 1 and 2. 1 Samuel 1 and 2.
1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 1.
No, verse 2.
Well, verse 2.
Yeah.
And he had 2 wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto Yahweh of hosts in Shiloh.
Now, in other words, this man had how many wives?
2.
He had 2 wives. And Hannah. This Samuel. Now, this was Samuel. And Samuel had 2 wives. Yeah, Hannah and Peniel. Yeah, okay. I just want to prove a point all through the book. Elkanah. Yeah, it was Elkanah. Oh, okay, Elkanah. My fault. I made another mistake. Elkanah had 2 wives. Okay. Let's go to 1 Samuel 25 and 43. 25 and 43. And see, when you admit, when you're wrong about something, just admit it. You know, ain't no thing, you know, because we all could be wrong, you know, make mistakes and stuff like that. But it's all about cleaning it up. When you make a mistake, just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I was wrong, brother." You know, don't be no arrogant and chest stuck out like you always right in this. That yeah, we all make mistakes. Okay, let's go to what I said, Judges 25 and 43.
Yeah.
No, 1 Samuel. Yeah, 1 Samuel 25. 1 Samuel 25 and 43. Okay. Yeah.
1 Samuel chapter 25, verse 43. David also took Ahinoam of Jezreel, and they were also both of them his wives.
That's right. David had them. Had more than one wife. Now, okay, let's go to 1 Samuel 30 and 5. 30. Yeah.
1 Samuel chapter 30, verse 5. And David's 2 wives were taken captives, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail the wife of Nabal the Carmelite.
Okay. Proving that David had them wives too. Okay, let's go to 2 Samuel 5. 2 Samuel 5 and 13. 2 Samuel 5. Yeah, 2 Samuel 5 and 13.
2 Samuel chapter 5, verse 13. And David took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron, and there were yet sons and daughters born to David.
All through the book, a man had more than one wife. That's all I'm saying. Y'all never got mad at a man for having more than one wife. So if y'all ain't mad, with another woman and another man and somebody else mad for? If y'all say he give you permission to do it, do it. Okay. First Chronicles. Because when we get back to the land, we're going to have 7 wives. When we get back to the land, I'm going to prove that to you. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. First Chronicles 4 and 5. First Chronicles, yeah. Yeah, First Chronicles 4 and 5.
First Chronicles chapter 4, verse 5. And Ashur, the father of Tekoa, had 2 wives, Helah and Naarah.
Now, Tekoa had 2 wives. Okay, let's go to 7 and 4. I'm just proving a point. I'm letting the book do the talking. Tell me about no one wife. Yeah, we got this from the white folk. And the white folks don't believe in no one wife. They believe in a wife and a mistress, or a woman in the dark, the woman next door. They all commit adultery and having sex on their wife. Shit. Just because they ain't got busted in court don't mean they ain't doing it. All of them doing it. And Donald Trump said he already told you to do it. Shit. 7 and 4.
First Chronicles chapter 7, verse 4. And with them, by their generations, after the house of their fathers, were bands of soldiers for war, 36,000 men, for they had many wives and sons.
So they had many wives and sons. Boy, I'm popping that. What was that? Tell them again.
And with
No, that was what? First Chronicles 7 and 4?
Yeah.
You said it.
First Chronicles chapter 7, verse 4.
Okay, let's go to 8 and 8. First Chronicles 8 and 8.
First Chronicles chapter 8, verse 8. And Shaharaim begat children in the country of Moab, after he had sent them away. Hushim and Bara were his wives.
Were his wives. Okay, 14 and 3. 14 and 3.
First Chronicles chapter 14, verse 3. David took more wives at Jerusalem, and David begat more sons and daughters.
Okay, Second Chronicles. I'm getting right to the point. I ain't gonna beat around the bush all day. I get right to the point. 11 and 21. I think it's 11. Let's see. 11 and 21 through 23. Second Chronicles. Yeah.
Second Chronicles chapter 11, verse 21. Rehoboam loved Maacah, the daughter of Absalom,
Rehoboam. Yeah. Read.
above all his wives
He loved his one above all his wives.
and his concubines.
And I told you he had concubines too.
For he took 18 wives.
This man took 18 wives.
And 30 concubines.
And 30 concubines. Read.
And begat 28 sons.
And got 28 sons.
And 30 daughters.
And 60 daughters.
And Rehoboam made Abijah, the son of Maacah, the chief, to be ruler among his brethren, for he thought to make him king. And he dealt wisely, and dispersed of all his children throughout all the countries of Judah and Benjamin unto every fenced city, and he gave them victual in abundance, and he desired many wives.
Many wives. Now, you can have many wives, but you can't mess with nobody else's wives. That's when it's called committing adultery. When you mess with another man's wife, it's called committing adultery. But if you got your own wives, you cool. Until you go out and play a game with another man's wife, that's the sin. That's when the sin come in. The sin is not to have more than one wife. The sin is when you go and mess with another man's wife. That's his property. Okay. Is that 20? Did I go to, let's see. Okay, let's go to Second Chronicles 24. 24 and 1 through 3. 24, yeah, 1 through 3.
Second Chronicles chapter 24, verse 1. Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Zebiah of Beersheba. And Joash did that which was right in the sight of Yahweh all the days of Jehoiada the priest. And Jehoiada took for him 2 wives, and he begat sons and daughters.
2 wives, okay. Now, I done showed you all through the book where a man can have more than one wife. Now, you can't question me that he can't. Because I ain't worried where y'all got mad at a man. We got mad at David. He got mad at nobody for having more than one wife. Now, I want to talk about money a little bit. Now, I'm going to prove that this how Oprah got their money. This how everybody got the money. And the ones that ain't got no money, I'm going to show you why they ain't got none. Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy 8. Now I'm going to talk about this money. Deuteronomy, yeah, Deuteronomy thing, yeah. We're going to talk about why you ain't got no money and why you got some money. For the people that got money and the people that ain't got no money. Now, I'm going to tell you the reason why. Okay, I think I want Deuteronomy 8. Yeah, Deuteronomy 8 and 18.
Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18. But thou shalt remember Yahweh thy Elohim.
Shall remember Yah.
For it is he that giveth thee power.
It's him to give you power.
To get wealth.
He the one make sure you get some wealth. Yah.
That he may establish his covenant, which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day.
So Yah was the one that makes you get some money. If you ain't got no money, because he don't want you with none. Okay, let's go to 1 Samuel 2. 1 Samuel chapter 2, 6 and 7. Chapter 2, yeah. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6 and 7.
1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. Yahweh kill it and make it alive. He bring it down to the grave and bring it up.
He'll bring you about the grave. Because I'm going to have a class on that about The Almighty gonna raise you up from the dead. He kill you, but you're gonna be born. You're gonna come up out the grave, and that's another subject I'm gonna talk about. But it's real deep and heavy. How the Almighty gonna raise us up out the grave, and we going back to the land. Okay, read it. But that's another topic. Read.
And Yahweh make it poor.
He make it the Pope. That's when you ain't got no money, cause y'all say you ain't want you with none.
And make it rich.
That's when Oprah them got some money, cause he made you rich, Oprah. And all the rest of them that got some money, Bill Cosby and all the rest of y'all. Read.
He bring it low.
He bring it low.
And lift it up.
He lift it up. Now, the reason why you ain't got no money, because y'all don't want you with none. And if you got some, praise Yah. He the one made sure you get it. Okay, go to Proverbs 22. Proverbs 22. As soon as they get some money, they want to holler about JC. JC gave them money. JC ain't gave you a dime. You lying. Proverbs 22. Just told you who gave it to you. The book. We're going to show you again. Proverbs 22, 1 through 2. Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
Rather have a great name than $1 billion. That's what y'all say. Rather have a great name than some money. Read.
And loving favor rather than silver and gold.
Rather be loved by many and hated by few. With silver and gold. Read.
The rich and poor meet together.
The rich and poor meet together.
Yahweh is the maker of them all.
What? Well, I told you I do book talking. He make them all. You ain't got no money. It's because y'all don't want you with none. When you got some money, you got it from Yah. He the one allows you to have it. Now, they got to read that one more time. That's corn. 2.
The rich and poor meet together.
But they right there together.
Yahweh is the maker of them all.
He's the maker of them all. That's right. Okay, go to Ecclesiastes 5. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and 19. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and 19, I think. Yeah.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 19. Every man also to whom Elohim have given riches and wealth.
What? Give it to you, baby.
And have given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of Elohim.
This is a gift from him. Got some money. It came from Yah. Not JC, not Haile Selassie, not Allah, not Buddha, not yourself. You didn't get it on your own. You didn't wake yourself up this morning on your own. The Almighty woke you up to go get the money. Now, all right then. Well, I'm going to get ready to close out. And I'll be talking about some more things next the Shabbat, you know. And like I said, I had a partner from Memphis that called me and told me some guy said that he wanted to get that $500. I don't know if he Messianic or Christian, but I'm going to give him my number so he can call me and try to get the money. And I forgot what he told me, what his name is. But my number is 618-203-4182. And I want you to get the money, because I'm challenging anybody and everybody when it comes to this book. I ain't going to tell it to you. I'm going to show it to you. Let the book do the talk, because the book represents me. And these ain't my words. I didn't write none word in this book. The Almighty just raised me up to do this thing. You know what I'm talking about? It's like he raised Tupac up. He raised Michael Jordan up. He raised Tiger Woods up. He raised me up to do this. Okay. Now, I'm gone. So I'm going to holler at y'all brothers and sisters on the next episode. And I want to pray, give all glory and thanks to y'all by saying hallelujah. And y'all stay strong, brothers. Shalom.